Hello friends, welcome you all. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the micro, small and medium enterprises, the definition of micro, small and medium enterprises, its classification, government initiatives for such enterprises, and the redefinition of MSME sector we have seen. The definition we can see in the classification, we can see in the two parts, that is the manufacturing enterprises and service enterprises, and we have discussed all these things in the previous lecture. In accordance with the provision of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Act 2006, the two classification we can see, that is the manufacturing enterprises and service enterprises. And in the last lecture, we have also discussed about the classification of these enterprises, that is the old criteria and revised criteria, that is existing and revised definition of MSME. And in that we have seen the investment and turnover introduced newly. In the previous criteria, there was the investment limitations only for different micro, small and medium enterprises. Now the investment limit and also turnover limit have set up for uh, classification of micro, small and medium enterprises. For example, if we if the enterprises have the investment less than 1 crore and turnover less than 5 crore, then it is considered as micro enterprises, like that. Today in this lecture, we are going to discuss the different schemes which have initiated by the government of India for the development of micro, small and medium enterprises. The first scheme is on the screen, that is Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, that is PMEGP. The scheme is implemented by Khadi and Village Industries Commission, that is KVIC, and it is functioning as the nodal agency at the national level. So the aim of this scheme is to generate the employment through the development of this sector, that is MSME sector. The maximum cost of the project and unit admissible in manufacturing sector is 25 lakhs, and in the business service sector it is 10 lakhs. The categories of beneficiaries rate of subsidy under PMEGP of project cost: any individual above 18 years of age, at least minimum standard pass, that is the 8 standard is sufficient for the eligibility. 8 standard pass for the project costing about 10 lakh in the manufacturing sector and above 5 lakh in the business or service sector can apply under this scheme. Next scheme is performance and credit rating scheme. The purpose of rating scheme is to provide a trusted third party opinion on the capabilities and creditworthiness of the micro and small enterprises, so as to create awareness amongst MSC and about the strength and weakness of their existing operations. So here under this scheme, the third party assessment of business or enterprises is done, and the platform created to assess the capabilities of the business, that is micro and small enterprises, so that to identify the strengths and weakness and there some kind of operation. So this scheme provide the credit rating scheme, that is performance and credit rating scheme. This scheme also provides them an opportunity to improve and enhance their organizational strengths and credit worthiness, so that they can assess credit at a cheaper rate and on easy terms. So this scheme provide the how to increase the credit rating so that they get the finance at the cheaper rate, and how to increase their credit worthiness so that the banks and other financial institution can finance them. uh, this scheme also provide them opportunity to improve and enhance their organizational strengths also. Next scheme is Credit Guarantee Trust Fund for Micro and Small Enterprises, that is CGT SME. Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises and Small Industrial Development Bank of India, that is SIDBI, jointly established a trust, that is Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for Micro and Small Enterprises, and it is popularly known as CGT MSE. The purpose of this fund was to implement credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises and give them this provide them this support in case of credit guarantee. The corpus of CGTMASE is contributed by Government of India and SIDBI. 75% of the loan amount to the bank is guaranteed by the trust fund. If this trust guarantees, then these enterprises can get loan and bank finance easily. And here Government of India and SIDBI contributed for this corpus fund, total fund. Next is interest subsidy eligibility criteria, that is ISEC. Under this interest subsidy eligibility certificate scheme, credit get at a concessional rate of interest of 4% per annum for working capital. What is working capital? Working capital is daily day by day expenses which is required for running any business. For example, salary of employees, raw material cost, then electricity bill, then security or any fuel cost, etc. So these the working capital is very important, and this scheme provides it schemes helps to get the credit at a concessional rate of interest 4% per annum for working capital, and it is made available as per the requirement of the institutions. The difference between the actual lending rate and 4% is paid by the central government through KVIC and the KVIC to the lending bank. So this scheme is called interest subsidy eligibility certificate scheme. Here government is providing the help or subsidy in case of credit requirement for working capital. Next scheme is market promotion and development scheme, that is MPDA. The market promotion and development assistance scheme has been launched as a unified scheme by merging different schemes implemented by the Khadi sector, including publicity, marketing, market promotion, and marketing development assistance. So all these schemes combined together, and the market promotion and development assistance scheme has been launched by the Government of India. Further grants or subsidy will also be available for construction of Khadi plazas. The overall objective of the scheme is to ensure increased earning for artisans. Um, the overall objective of this scheme is to ensure increased earning for artisans and give promotion to the that is promote the artisans and their art to generate the income for them, and to and get the guaranteed income source for the artisans. So here grant and subsidy is provided available for construction of khadi plazas. Next scheme is a revamped scheme of fund for regeneration of traditional industries. The main objective of this scheme are to organize the traditional industries and artisans into clusters in order to make them competitive and provide support for their long-term sustainability. So here some businesses or enterprises are were famous in India. That is, we can take the example of the saris which is produced in the Evla, that is special sari, it is called Paithani, in the Evla near Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra, in the Ahmednagar district of Maharashtra. So like that, in India, the many different artists and artisans, especially in rural areas, who used to run the traditional industries and traditional businesses. So this scheme is mainly have the objective to revamp and regeneration of traditional industries, to provide sustained employment for traditional industry, artisans and rural entrepreneurs. This scheme supports them to enhance marketability of product of such clusters by providing them or providing the support for new products, design intervention and improved packaging, and also the improvement of marketing infrastructure, etc. This scheme provide the and it organizes the traditional industries and artisans into clusters, and they bring them together and established something the platform for their they established make them competitive and provide them a support for their long-term sustainability. Next is Koir Vikas Yojana. Uh, it is generated from the coconut and the remaining part of the coconut. The intervention under the KVY scheme envisage a wide range of activities like skill development of artisans, then Mahila Koir Yojana for modernization, upgradation, or establishing a new unit under Koir Industry Technology Upgradation Scheme, promoting the domestic as well as export market, providing of trade and industry related functional support services and welfare of Koir workers. What is Koir? Koir means the remaining part when we take the coconut fruit, and the essential part from the coconut fruit, and the remaining cover, that is used for different producing a different type of product. uh, so you can read more about that. So this is the scheme or yojana which is specially developed for the development of skill of artisans, and for some women choir yojana is there to promote the women um, scheme, women support for women who are involved in these activities of core production for modernization and upgradation, and to establish the new units under the core industry, and the active wide range of activities which are included in the core vikas yojana. Next is science and technology for core. The component envisages extension of the outcomes of research at the laboratory level for application at the field level, and extension of testing and service facilities. The research and development activities of the board are carried out through the twin research institutes, the Central Coir Research Institute, Kalavur, and Central Institute of Coir Technology, Bangalore, etc. So science and technology is applied, and the benefit for this sector provided by this scheme, science and technology for Coir. Next is skill upgradation and Mahila Coir Yojana. This is scheme specially designed for the women which are involved in the Coir sector. Skill upgradation and Mahila Coir Yojana is one of the key components under the scheme Coir Vikas Yojana. Coir board imparts training in processing of coir and value addition to potential workers, coir artisans, entrepreneurs through its training centers. So this particularly focuses on the women who are involved in this coir sector. Coir board imparts training and processing of coirs to add the value to the potential workers, coir artisans, etc. And particularly it finds the coir artisans finds in the coastal area of the India, particularly in the south. Next scheme is export market promotion. Coir board is implementing export market promotion with a view to improve the export performance of Indian coir sector through various export market promotion activities such as sponsoring delegations, participation in seminars and conferences, organizing participation in international fairs, undertaking generic publicity abroad, extending financial assistance to micro, small, and medium enterprises and exporters, presenting coir industry awards on an annual basis to recognize the outstanding performance in the areas of export, domestic trade, and research and development, and functioning of unit and societies. So export market promotion is focuses on the export market promotions for the core industry, and through their various activities it promotes the performance in the export areas, in the domestic trade, and in research and development for this industry. Next is domestic market promotion. Coir board has been taking various measures for popularizing coir and coir products and expanding the domestic market. It established and maintains the showrooms and sell depots. It participate in fairs, exhibitions organized by other agencies, and organizing exclusive fair for coir and coir goods within the country. So a lot of activities for promotion of domestic market for coir production is taken under this scheme. Friends, these are some kind of these are a few schemes which are implemented by Government of India for the promotion and development of the MSME sector. uh, Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.